Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar, and here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Sunday, second day of December. Here we go. When it comes to lighting the menorah each night, you know what sometimes happens if you're using an oil menorah is that some of the oil from the night before isn't always finished when you come to reset the menorah for the following night. And sometimes often the wick that burned on night one is still available for use on the second night. The thing is it being disgusting and cheapskatey to use over the oil that's left from the first night and using over the wick from the first night? Well, the halacha is that it's absolutely totally fine to use the oil that's left. That oil is actually designated for mitzvah, and so to continue, in other words, top it off, pour on a little more oil such that it's ready for the next night is actually a wonderful idea, because that way oil that was designated for the mitzvah is available again to be used for the mitzvah on the following night. As a matter of fact, reusing the wick from the previous night is actually recommended, and that's because a wick that had already been used on the previous night has a nice little charred black spot on the top, which is kind of perfect for helping it to be lit, and also it's all good and juicy and oily from the night before, which will also help it burn very well, and therefore using over the wick from the previous night is actually considered wonderful. So let's say you're going to night two, and you have half a cup of oil left in light one, and the wick is left over from light one, and you're going to reuse them. But halachically, it's still best to first fill up the new one to show the eagerness to get the mitzvah going and to take me to the next level of the second night. So be certain to fill up and put the wick in and the oil in the second one, the new one, first, and then go back to number one and top it off like we just said. But filling up that new one first is considered the more appropriate thing to do. The shamash, you can fill that one up afterwards. It's kind of like the servant to the others, and it's not as holy as the others. Matter of fact, if you ever want to light something from the menorah, you're not allowed to light anything from the menorah, but if you wanted to light a match or something from the shamash, that middle one that serves all the others, that would be okay, because it is actually just the servant of the eight, and it in itself has no specific sanctity. It is doing one important thing for us besides lighting all the others, and that is you're not allowed to gain any light from the others, and if you walk by the menorah and the shamash is lit above all the others, you can kind of sort of claim that the lighting that you're getting is coming from it and not from the main lights of the menorah, and that's the right way to have it be. So yeah, by all means, light from the shamash and get a couple of important uses from it, but it doesn't have the holiness that the other lights have. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. A warning that we'll be switching over to the same Tal Umatar in a couple of days. We'll tell you exactly when that's coming midweek, and be aware that you'll need to switch over to that in a couple of days. Bye-bye.